Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome to this course, not English 29, or the teaching and assessment of the macro skills. So we will be together for the whole special term. Okay. Um, there are no changes at all since the last time we see each other. I think that was a year ago. Okay. We will not have face-to-face classes, so just please bear with the situation that we are in. Okay, that's why I am posting this pre-recorded videos. I hope you have read the class rules and policies, no, that I have posted in our FB group. Okay, I mentioned this 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 pre-recorded videos that we're going um, to do, no. um, there will be less video conferencing because we really have problems in the internet connection. Okay, very slow. Anyway, again, welcome, okay, to English 29. Now for this pre-recorded video, please watch no until the end because I'll be discussing, okay, the overview of this course, uh, one topic, no, for this week, and the possible tasks for the rest of the special term, and the tasks also for next meeting, okay, and preparation for your pre-midterm exam. So just like um, before, no, in our other courses or subjects, I'll give you in advance all the tasks, okay, so that you will have more time to prepare. But since this is part of the special term, so we will make it a little different. No, we will relax more compared to the previous semesters. Anyway, we will work on that. So for this course, okay, English 29, okay, this presumes that you are already equipped, okay, in using and teaching English language to your students. Thus, you are expected to show mastery in teaching and assessing the necessary skills needed to help students become good communicators. If you have read, if you have read the class or course, course outcomes or course description I've posted in our FB group, there you will find the detailed um, plans, not about the course. But here, you are really expected to have mastered both the basic and advanced English. So as the first batch taking up the new curriculum, this one, from um, basic education, meaning from elementary up to senior high school, okay, then the advanced, your specialized course, college, specialized learning of English language, okay, you are supposed to have um, mastered it as a guarantee that you will be able to teach your future students. That is for your internship. Because in the end, how are you going to teach, no, if you yourself have not mastered it, right? So, nah, there's a little pressure here, okay? In the sense that um, you are really ready or prepared to teach other students, especially these macro skills. Okay, and also assessing, no, assessing the skills. Um, Actually, this course is um, not really new to you because we will just use what you have learned, no, from the previous semesters. And the question is, have you learned something, or do you still remember what you have learned? If not, then if you're going to pursue this course, you really have to review, okay? Especially in um, teaching the language. So just like This illustration here, you can see this is just a cycle. Okay, teaching, and then to be able to teach, you have to learn first. As a teacher, it's different because you are not going to wait, no, for your students to learn. You have to do something for them to learn. Okay, you're going to teach them in order for them to learn, and you have to assess their learning, and you have to evaluate the results and see to yourself if there's a need to improve in your teaching strategies, and the cycle continues, right? So um I hope you already have ideas that about we had English 14, okay, that is teaching grammar, um, and last semester also we had English 24, okay, the use of um, instructional materials, and also your two assessment courses, not assessment 1 and 2, so a combination of everything that you have learned from your previous courses. Okay, so it's different now because you will be the one to teach, to make your students learn, and then you will be the one to assess. After assessing, you have to evaluate their results for you to for you to change also, no, or to make improvements in your teaching strategies. Okay, but I am talking here um, on your internship. Okay, because your internship will hopefully prepare you in your future career. So, and this course is a little bit serious, especially in the process, but I hope you will just have to enjoy this one because we will just apply, all the theories that you have learned. So practical, no? This is way more practical compared to what we have. Well, anyway, practical mo po natin pangbuhat before. Okay, application lang din ni sa right? Okay. Now, from the name, no, from the name of the course, from the name itself, um, teaching and assessment of the macro skills. Well, we'll have to um, we'll have to take the variables, no, the teaching, okay, the assessment, and then the most important one, the macro skills. What are you going to teach, and what are you going to assess? Okay, you have heard of the word macro skills, no, even before macro skills, or we can also call that one as language skills. Okay, these are the skills needed for um, your students, or for any individual to complete, okay, to complete communication. Okay, so you have speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So these are the four basic macro skills, and we are not going to argue which one is more difficult, which one is the easiest, or anything, because of our individual differences. No, we have different backgrounds and culture. Well, that it doesn't really matter at all. But as a teacher, kamo, as future educators, it is your task, it is your job to help your students master these macro skills. And um, you have to know also what are the tasks, no? How are you going to assess, and how are you going to teach these macro skills? Diba? Because of the different backgrounds of your students, man. Who knows, you will have a student with um, anxiety or depression, or they have traumas, okay, they don't like to speak, or they don't have exposure or background in reading or writing, or worse, no, all of these macro skills. So it's your job, no, future educators. Diba, if you have noticed, pod, um, from the previous years, no, as a student, okay, you you were taught by your teachers how to master this one. But as teachers, different, na you will be the one to teach your future students. Okay, how to speak, how to listen, how to read, and how to write effectively. Okay, then um, I think you have also heard about viewing, no, as part of the macro skills. When we took the let, okay, it's part of our review that viewing, okay, is considered as the new macro skill. But I don't know uh, um, who proposed this one, but I think this is true, no? Viewing is part of these macro skills. Okay, viewing. Do I need to elaborate this more? Viewing, no, to view, to see. Okay, well, we have a definition here, by the way. This refers to, okay, perceiving, examining, interpreting, and constructing meaning from visual images. Okay, and is crucial to improving comprehension of print and non-print materials. Okay, so this is the skill to be taught as the learners are exposed on multimedia. So that the same thing and the other macro skills, or the four basic macro skills, that you need also to enhance your students viewing skills. Okay, and how to do that, okay, we will be able to know that as we continue with this course. So for viewing, yeah, it's true, no, especially these days, that all of the students are already exposed to multimedia. In my case, for example, I have tutees, and um, since they are already part of these, new normal online classes, they they don't want to listen anymore. They don't want to speak. They don't want to read or to write, because they just want to watch, no, to watch videos. Okay, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Okay, to the point that it's okay for them if there's to watch videos without sound. Okay, I mean, how can we understand that? Huh? So I think there is a need to enhance this skill, no, getting viewing. Anyway, okay, so we're not yet done discussing these macro skills. This is just an overview, because you will be the one to discuss further. Okay, now um, all these macro skills, okay, we will include viewing, no, viewing as a new macro skill. Um, in your case, no, you are learning it at the same time you are preparing yourself to teach it. So learning, okay, and consistently seeking to improve these macro skills, okay, are important for effective communication and to be successful in many different perspectives. So it's it's an opportunity for you as language learners. Okay, um, you learn you learn these macro skills, and as future educators, you're also responsible to teach, your future students. But then there are a variety of ways and manners to convey ideas, okay, emotions, opinions, and feelings. Thus, all macro skills are necessary to be mastered in order to communicate well and comprehend implicit and explicit meanings of context. Um, Before, we were taught that uh, if we have a problem, communication will help. No, communication can bridge the gap. But actually, it's not just communication. Comprehension is also necessary. I mean, no, regardless of how you communicate, there is also a need for you to comprehend, okay, both implicit and explicit meanings of contexts. Again, there are a variety of ways and manners, okay, to convey ideas, emotions, opinions, and feelings. uh, Dili na mo sod, no, if you have a student who is good at listening, okay, enhance that one, and teach him or her also how to speak effectively, okay, write effectively, and read effectively, not just in one aspect. But then again, this is not um, done easily. Okay, this will take years, and you see, um, pila na ka years na eskwela ka from kinder up to college, di ba? I don't know if you can say that you have already um, mastered the language, no? In fact, we have not even mastered our first language, like totally, no? I mean, for example, di pa ta maka-write, no, straight. Like for example, we we get confused sa spelling, okay? Especially sa Cebuano Bisaya. Anyway, um, how much more in the second language? Huh? So you have to, you have to be very creative as future educators, right? Okay. Um, in the new normal, okay. Well, this photo, no, I just hope that all of us have, or all of us experience, you know, just like this girl in the photo. Good lighting, okay. Na technology, kuan na, oriented. Okay, the atmosphere, everything is just so perfect, no? In our case, my god, it's different, man. So there are really barriers. You're done with your research, man, diba? Um, if only, no, you were asked to search on the listening skills or the comprehension skills, the reading, okay, and the speaking skills of the students during online classes, or acting flop to siguro ta. Or sag ako as teacher, um, Naji changes, no? We have not yet fully adjusted man. So, kana. But then as teachers, no, as kamo future teachers, regardless of the situation, it is really our responsibility to, you know, to to teach effectively. Yeah, not just to teach, but to teach effectively, which is so difficult. I mean, it's even impossible face to face. How much more online classes? So extra effort, double, triple, whatever. Okay. Now, for um a first discussion, first topic for this week. Okay. So we have here the BICS and CALP. Okay, to be able to teach language courses, okay, in your case English, because that is your area of specialization, you have to know first the difference between BICS and CALP. You have any idea what is that? Have you heard of um, these acronyms? Excuse me. I'm not sure if I have mentioned this in our language courses, or I'm not sure if I was your instructor, no? I forgot already. We're zillion years na talaga kita the last time um, we discussed about language, di ba? Focus na malagi taron theories, principles on in teaching, and like before, no, that we focus more on language related courses. I missed that, so I'll have to include this one here. So BICS, okay, and CALP were invented to make the distinction between two types of language learning, okay? Because in the end, in this course, you are going to teach, no, uh, language, okay, to your students by Professor Jim Comments. So this one I'll just post in our FB right after this discussion. I'll post a picture of Jim Comments, okay, and just a few background about him. I really forgot if I have already mentioned him to you. If you're familiar with Noam Chomsky, okay, I think you should also be familiar to Jim Comments, or maybe you have forgotten him. Char. Sige. Um, Okay, this one, the iceberg theory. Familiar? The Bix and the Culp or Maraguapa. And then we have a question here. Okay, why is Culp more difficult to attain? And you might be asking yourselves now, ano may Bix, si Culp, no? Bix ni BICS, no? Di ni BSC. Okay. Uh, okay, we will define first Bix, no? And then I think after defining Bix, you will have an idea what is Culp, no? And what are their differences. Okay, so first, BICS or the basic interpersonal communication skills. Okay, so we have terms now that are already familiar, no? Basic, okay, interpersonal interaction, and then communication skills. Okay, so an idea gamay. Okay, that is the what's this? What the acronym stands for, no? Basic interpersonal communication skills. Okay, this is described as social, okay, conversational language used for oral communication. Okay, oral, no? Interpersonal, diba? That is interaction, no? Also described as social language. Okay, this type of communication offers many cues to the listener and is context embedded language. Okay, so again, BICS, no? Basic interpersonal communication skills, okay? Social language, conversational language, and then context embedded language. Remember those terms because we will be able to differentiate it later, no? You can, I'm sorry, we can see the difference between the two, no? BICS and CAL. And then usually, it takes about 2 years for students from different linguistic backgrounds to comprehend context-embedded social language readily. So, 2 years, no? Short period of time, ra. Uh, Examples, English language learners can comprehend social language by, okay, observing speakers' non-verbal behavior, okay, the gestures, facial expressions, and eye actions. Well, talking about your um, second language learning and acquisition, ano ra, katong acquisition, diba? This, kining BICS, okay, is more on informal compared to the other one, diba? If you acquire, no, language using um, this one BICS, diba, you understand, okay, sometimes you understand what the other speaker um, is trying to imply even if you cannot speak it yourself, especially in English, diba? Not all the time that we understand, okay? Lahi raman good if naa sa eskwelahan, lahi ra if the teacher is talking and then you are listening, okay? It's not actually conversational, it's kind of formal, no? Semi-formal type. Unlike if talking, it's informal. BICS is informal. And we learn language, no, we acquire language through communication, through communicating others. Kini, it will help us, no, observe non-verbal behavior, okay? For example, if pag nod sa head, okay, that means, okay, yes, the no? If the facial expression kay maguba, that means that the speaker or the one that you are talking to is not happy ba on or the other way around. Okay, observing others' reactions. Diba? I hope you tamanhid and whatever is the reaction of our um, friend or classmate. Okay, kasabot na dyan ba? Using voice cues such as phrasing, intonations, and stress. Observing pictures, concrete objects, and other contextual cues which are present, and asking for statements to be repeated and or clarified. So cases like makikistorya kag foreigner and then you cannot understand anymore, so you have to ask him or her, what is it again? Okay, can you clarify something? Nah, it happens in BICS, diba? We learn language, okay, through, okay, all this one. We can comprehend social language by, okay, all these elements on and the rest, as long as it's conversational, kana oral, okay. Um, Wala ay kuan, pwede pud siya og written, but the informal way. Now, why am I discussing this to you? Why am I including this in um why am I including this before we go to learning the macro skills? It is because you have students who have problems, no, in their basic interpersonal communication skills, and you don't have to go right away to count, especially if they have not yet mastered their basics or kinda the basic ones. Just like how you were taught, no, in teaching, no, kinda curriculum, no, diba? That is the total learning experience of the learners. You don't ask them right away to write a thesis if they have not yet mastered the skills in writing. Kana sadya ang BICS. And if we compare this to CALP, okay, if this is uh, Commons theory, no? Do you remember Noam Chomsky's linguistic competence and linguistic performance? Though not yet totally the same sila og definition, but if you have noticed, no, there's a need for us to master, oh, or the I'm sorry, the linguistic competence can affect the linguistic performance of an individual. The same also with this one. The point is, if you're going to teach macro skills, if you're going to assess your students' macro skills, you have to start first with the basic ones. You have to see it to yourself first. You have to evaluate or diagnose first what are the needs, no, of your learners. So what ka, for example, of a thesis, and then you have not yet discussed, no, the um, you have not yet discussed even the format. So of course, you cannot expect your students uh, to to fully master, no, or to to give you or submit a paper that is excellent. Okay, so BICS, okay, kind of conversational, and there are a lot of tasks, no, or activities. Bantay mo, kanang ining klase, for example, at first, di ba, kanang sa motivation part, no, it's informal. You start with the game, no, you start with tasks that are very easy, and then after discussing, you have to ask your students not to do, I mean, extra effort na, or they you expect them to give an output, okay, or perform tasks that are already beyond na, no, beyond their performance during motivation. Kaya na, later, no, na pay I'll also post on in our FB group um a summary of this one. Okay, now CALP, okay, this is the definition, no, this is the acronym: cognitive academic language proficiency. So see, very different na from the basic interpersonal communication skills. This one is higher na. That's why in the iceberg theory, nasa just opposed, no, sort of difficult dun sa, no, compare more difficult compared to the BICS. It sounds very formal, right? Unlike the first one. Okay. If BICS is context embedded. This one is context reduced language, okay, of the academic classroom. If the other one takes 2 years to become 2 years for the learner or the individual to have mastered it, CALP takes 5 to 7 years for English language learners to become proficient in the language of the classroom. But kita, English is our second language man. Um, I think kuwang pang 7 years, like fully mastered na siya, no, kanang no, regardless of the situation, we can will be able to manipulate na the language, English language. Tingkuangan pa para na ako 5 to 7 years. Well, I've been learning, I've been specializing um, English for 10 years, I think. Wa gyapon. Nagyapoy lapses. No? Nagyapoy room for improvement. Well, anyway, basic in some siguro. So, okay. Here, nonverbal clues are absent, or nonverbal cues, no, are absent. There is less face-to-face interaction. Academic language is often abstract, and literacy demands are high. Okay, narrative and expository text and textbooks are written beyond the language proficiency of the students, and cultural or linguistic knowledge is often needed to comprehend fully. If the other one is informal, this one is formal. Example of this one is writing an essay, no? Full-blown English essay, writing a thesis, writing a research paper. You've noticed now that if you are asked what is your research ito example, what is your research all about, if you're going to talk about it, if you will just have to um, orally say it, no, to a friend, you can tell a lot of things. But if you're asked to write, no, a full-blown research paper, where siya kuwangan pang 1 year, para magsuwat or maghimo. Na, let's face it, very difficult, no, ang writing. I have to say, yeah, very difficult siya, in the sense that di ka pwede masadyo. Especially if maghimo kag book. Okay, kana thesis. Excuse me. When you write, diba, you make sure that is comprehensible, okay, understandable, easy, no, easy for your audience. And now, unlike sa BICS, so the point, no, the point of telling this one is for you to adjust to your students. Do not assume that all of your students know everything. Never do that. Always start with the basic ones, okay? Or a ladder ba, scaffolding, no? First step, gini, and then next, before you reach higher. So, after knowing these two, okay, I hope you will have ideas, okay, that there is no single strategy or way how to, what we aim, no, you have to aim that your students will reach CALP, reach highest level of expressing their thoughts and ideas, may it be through speaking or through writing. Okay. there is a difference, man, if excuse me, there is a difference if ever mahuman na ang semester and then wanting grow among students, pero they can talk informally but they cannot they cannot do it formally. magkuha na to na first year, second year, okay, okay pa na informal. They can use the language informally, like they can show confidence na kana. Third year, fourth year, they're expected to write, no, to be able to write a good thesis. They're expected to write analysis paper, okay, or evaluation paper, critique analysis, comparative analysis, and you have mastered no cognitive no academic language, okay, higher level. Anyway, as what I have told you earlier, there are ways, no, a lot of ways, so just keep on practicing. Pero nagkaduol naman lagi mo, no, you are expected not to have mastered already, or basta half-half lamang, so that you can teach your future students. Okay, that is for Bex and Cal. Now, possible tasks or activities in major exams. Excuse me. Um, for the rest of this special term, okay, we'll have question and answer. Okay, that would be individual or by group. I'll just post questions and then I'll ask you to answer it. Okay, or we'll have by pair discussion. Okay, that is infographic. If you want to know already, that would be our midterm. Two lesson plan. Okay, all micro skills. So for example, the first lesson plan would be combination of listening and speaking, and then the second one is combination of reading and writing. Okay, kasi na ang micro skills. For this lesson plan, okay, this will be for your pre-mid. I am telling this in advance so that you will have ideas, but then I'll just have to post when, no, and the other instructions. But most likely, no, next week, pre-mid na tayo. Diba, you have already made a lesson plan. I have already corrected it. You can use it. You can make another lesson plan as long as you focus macro skills. Okay, two lesson plans. Okay, first lesson plan, pwede combination sa listening speaking. The other is pwede combination sa reading or writing. Diba last semester, himo na tag lesson plan without pressuring ourselves what macro skill are we trying to focus. Here, different na pud siya. Anyway, then we have rubric making. Okay? You have already done this one because you had your assessment. So, kuan siguro ni pre-finals, no? Rubric making and grading, okay, written and oral performances. So this time you will be the one to make, okay, your rubrics. Pwede na kag maghimudaan or you can scan your notes na ahead. Anyway, at least you have the idea. Demo teaching. Now for your demo teaching, na may demo teaching last sem, no? And we focus on teaching. Okay naman mo sa teaching. I think i-continue na lamang na to. For your demo teaching, for your as your final exam, kuan na lamang, integration. So easier as what I have told you, or pwede you can change basta dili na siya man naman mo motivation and discussion. So expect that I'll ask you, no, to post a video of integration and assessment, no, or evaluation. Then so subay lang, no, I'll kini din ani mausog. Okay, I have already planned a lot of things about this course nga easier and manaapoy gamit ang mga na discuss last semester. And then I'll still have to think about this one, no, letter F, essay or comprehensive exam, because I'm afraid that you already have problems in writing na because of this online class. Maybe, no, maybe it's just an option. Okay, these are the possible tasks, activities, and major exams. Please be guided, no, every time I post in our FB group. And then, excuse me, the tasks. Okay, this will be posted on June 18, 2021. You have to read MELC, MELC. What is this all about? You will know, no, because I'll post a file of MELC, no, MELC in English, and then you're going to enumerate your observations using bullet points. Please just wait for the post. No, most likely, right, I'll post something, and then your answers will be in the comment section ra. So, kini very advanced na so that you will have idea kay ba na mo unsa mga mas stress ini ka June 18 or makaya ra ba. Number 2, you have to give 3 most important qualities of an effective English teacher in your point of view. Still, I'll post and then you will just have to comment, no? Questions and clarifications about BICS and CALP if you have any. Okay. All of these will be on June 18. Just wait for June 18 and just relax, no? I'll also post poll questions, okay, that you're going to answer. Are you prepared to teach, okay, and become a student intern on 2022? Okay, you can write your further explanation in the comment section. Still, June 18 and the end. The other one, okay, are you still going to struggle in making or writing a lesson plan regardless of its format? By the way, I've promised you, last time that I'll post the videos for Ace. Wala ko'y kahuwaman og mic katong condenser. I also have problems in my laptop, so most likely madugay just siya. But anyway, you already know naman po, no, how to make a lesson plan. Anyway, you still have to answer this. Just wait for June 18. So in our class, no, in English 29, I'm sorry, in English 29, mas kuan siya condensed, no. Actually, very few ang topics na nga ma-discuss. Very practical na ta. And I'll give like super advanced. I'll give your tasks in advance so that you will also have more time to prepare. And I think that's it. That's it for today's discussion. So thank you, no? Thank you so much. Kapit na 1 hour. Okay, goodbye and thank you.